Welcome back to CourtReacts. It's your girl Courtney tonight, and I'm back with another reaction. Now, as you can see, I am filming on my phone, but my camera is dead, so the quality may be a little bit different today, but just bear with me, y'all. So today's reaction we're going to do is Cindy's Chronicles. Boom! This is Neek's mama. She is telling her story about what happened between her and her partner of 18 years. Some of y'all may know they are no longer together. Some of y'all may not know. Her partner did step out on her, and she's basically going to be telling what happened and everything that led up to, you know, everything that transpired. So that's today's reaction, y'all. If you haven't seen her video and you would like to watch it, go ahead, and I'm gonna leave the link down below in the description. Go check out part 1 and show me Cindy some love, and come back and look at my reaction. And you know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, as well as the other channels below in the description. And don't forget to follow me on my social medias. That's at Courtney Danae 2 underscores. Let's get into this reaction. This video is titled She Wanted My Life, Part 1.
What is up, my angels? So y'all, I'm gonna get straight into it because
And that hair did.
real life, we recorded.
She got some pretty hair.
Like an hour, and it was in slow motion.
Y'all see my hair? Nappy.
But anyway, I got my hairdresser here, T.
Hey T.
Y'all, T is.
She's nice.
We've been knowing each other a long, long time. So one thing's for sure, two things for certain, and we got Anna in the background. Anna. Say what's up. So, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. When I come sit in this chair, it's going to be a straight up therapy section, right?
That's how it be at the hair salon.
First of all, before I even get into it, let me do a disclaimer. For anybody who has not been here already, thank y'all for visiting Cindy's Chronicles. What's going on is I went through a breakup. It's been about 7 months now, and I've been dreading putting this story time out because I wanted to make sure it was the perfect time, but honestly, it's never going to be the perfect time.
Never.
I went through a breakup. I was betrayed by a girl who I thought was my friend. I was in a relationship for over 18 years, so I was betrayed by that person as well. So here's my story time. I came to get my hair done. I've been in Houston, and came to Baton Rouge today to get my hair done. We started talking about it, and I was like, this is perfect. Let's do it. Bam. So we were trying to come up with a name for the person because of course we can't say names. So we decided, what is a good name for that person who betrayed me, Anna? Because we can't come up with a name.
So this is what we came up with. I suggested, because it's a little bit of the story. Why did I get married to? You know how like Sheila had the friend who she thought was her friend.
Trina.
Came all the way to a trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, girl, we know.
And then, you know what? Red flags. We gonna
Red
talk about
flag.
The red flag was Sheila, when you had to get off that plane.
Your friend.
She should have went with her.
Your girl should have drove with you.
Period.
Drove with you, but she didn't.
Trina.
She kept on it. Guess what? Sheila was still like, no, she's my friend. She wasn't her friend.
So can we call it Tricky Trina or just Trina?
Tricky Trina. I like that.
I mean, it's got a ring to it.
All right, so because I want people to be able to catch on. So Tricky Trina, we got it from Why Did I Get Married? All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a backstory on Tricky Trina for part 1. I'm gonna try my best to make this just 3 parts, get it all out, because my goal is after this is over with, I don't want to talk about it no more.
I know that's right.
I know I'm smiling and everything now, but it took me
Painful.
a while to get to this place. So my goal is to move forward and begin to heal properly. Every time I see somebody, always like, well, so what happened? Tell me what happened. Everybody want to know. And then I find myself telling the story, and then I find myself back in a negative mindset. So next time somebody asks me what happened,
Go
I'm
watch
saying,
the video.
Go watch my YouTube video.
Period.
Part 1, 2, and 3.
Period.
Okay, so we're gonna get into part 3.
Part
Okay.
Give y'all backstory
Part
so
2
y'all
and 3.
understand the 2 characters of this show. How many characters? Is it 3? Am I one?
Well, you're the main character, so yeah, main character energy. It's fine.
Period.
Period. And then I'm gonna give y'all some throughout this first episode. I want to give you guys a few tips on just growing up, being aware, channeling in with your intuition, and also
never lies,
making your friends accountable
and having discernment.
Why do we keep friends who show us so many red flags? Why do we?
She ain't gotta say no more. Why do we do that? I done learned my lesson in the past plenty of times. Why do we do that? If somebody's showing you who they are and do stuff that you would never do to them, never. Why do we keep people around like that? Because we have discernment, but when we care about people so much and we love people, we would never do anything to hurt other people. We couldn't imagine them doing it to us, so we can't see them for who they really are. So we keep them around. No, that's my friend. That's my best friend. They would never do that to me. Would never do that. Like, you know how much that hurt me. You would never do that. Be the main ones.
Keep them around us for so long when we really should have ended the friendship. And
a long time ago.
Happens like that and it blow up, and then hindsight and you like, well, when such and such happened,
when this happened, I knew I should have.
But sometimes when you're so loyal and you show up for people because you're showing up for people how you want a person to show up.
Period.
But it don't be the same.
It don't.
You know what I mean? And what's the word that everybody uses now? Because you know we always have those popular words. Reciprocate.
Right.
If it's not being reciprocated, then I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes if they are reciprocating it to you, it can, and then they use that and throw it in your face. It was never genuine. It was never genuine. Because if you are a friend to somebody and you do something out the kindness of your heart, why would you throw it up in their face? I have never been the type to throw up. Well, you wouldn't have this if it wasn't for me. Well, you remember when I helped you with this? You remember when I did this? You remember when I did this to your heart? Remember when I let you slide? You didn't have to pay me for this? You remember when you was wearing all my clothes? You remember when I was helping your family do this? Oh, baby, we could go bar for bar. We could do that. But I've never been that type of person. So when it's genuine, you don't do that. But when they use what they've done for you or been there for you and throw it up in your face, it was never genuine. That should have been a red flag right there. But we just don't listen to that. And that's why I ain't got friends now. Because I finally
listened. We just talked about boundaries too.
Having boundaries not only for the friend, but setting boundaries for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And if you have a friend, and like you said, if you notice that they have, like this particular girl who was my friend, she had a really bad habit of only messing with married men. Men who had somebody. She was a very pretty girl, and it was almost like it was a game that she played to always want to have something that she couldn't have. Now me, I never thought that it would happen to me because I just knew she couldn't have mine. But child,
it's not even that, being a loyal friend like that.
I didn't even think that didn't even cross my mind.
Didn't even cross her mind.
Like, yeah. So anyway, we should always want to hold those type of people in our lives accountable. Because you may think it can't happen to you, but it can.
Mm-hmm.
Character. We talk about character.
If I haven't learned anything else this year, I've learned that it can happen to you. So let's get into the video. All right. This Tricky Trina, I met her about 13, 14 years ago. We worked together, and very attractive lady. Like I said, she had some bad qualities about herself, but we became cool, and I am not trying to.
At least she giving her credit that she's attractive.
I am that friend who will try to hold on for dear life. Like, I feel like friendships are just as important as relationships, because they are relationships, and they're not disposable. If you find a good friend, I hear people say all the time, I don't need friends, I can hang alone. I feel like everybody needs friends.
At least one.
I got one friend.
To get through life, I mean, you want somebody
besides my husband. My husband's my best friend. I got one best friend, and he is a gay male.
So Jay is there choosing not to have friends.
That could be true as well. So I'm the type of friend that my friends are not disposable. I try everything I can, and the crazy thing about me is, like, I'll try over and over and over again. And then when something really bad happens, or when a light bulb come on and I just don't want to do it anymore, it's just all over with. It's like, bam,
it's over.
I have nothing for you. It's just whatever. It's
can't get that back. You can't get me back. Not even the same me.
This person, Tricky Trina, about ran 13, 14 years ago. We worked together. We became friends. She did attend all my family events. She was, and another disclosure, because I wasn't going to say it at first, but she was okay with it last video, so I'm going to let y'all know. She know, go ahead, tell them,
No, it's totally fine. She feels comfortable with talking to me about this person, although the video is for everybody to get a little information about what happened. Mm-hmm. I do know this person. I do know the person's character. I am not biased, but
neutral.
I do know the person. I do know the person personally. But the person hasn't been in my presence, and I'm not going to speak bad of the person because I didn't have that experience with the person. But I do know the person's character that she's talking about.
See, I like people like that. Like, she real. She a real one. Cause I'm not the type of person, if you beefing with somebody, they ain't do nothing to me. What am I gonna beef with them for? Like, cause like I got family that a lot of people don't like. Some of the people in my family members. Some of my family members, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's between y'all. Like, I'm a likable person for the most part. And I'm not gonna be mad at them just because you mad at them. I'm not gonna talk about them just because you talking about them. Like, I don't do that. I can think for myself. Like, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care. It's just me. Okay? So, I like her. She neutral. She ain't got nothing bad to say about us. She is what she is. And we both know that. And that's it. And she know that too. So.
It's a disclaimer for those who see it and be like, they know that I know that.
People in that area,
so,
basically.
It's not a bad session.
It's not a bad session, no. And I'm not coming out right now saying, oh, I'm going to throw all the dirt, because even though she betrayed me, even though she did the worst thing that you can do to somebody, that was who she was. And that was me who didn't pick up on it. That was me who brought her in my house and brought her around my family, knowing the type of person she was. Now, if you ask me, I saw something different towards her, in her at the end. More like, I hate to use this word. This word is like so bad, but it was more like evil. And I'll get more into that towards the end of the video, or maybe into the next one. But so we were friends. She came back probably like in 2019, 2020. Something happened. My daughter had began to branch off into like this other world, YouTube and stuff like that. And one day she came to me and she was like, I want to do YouTube. And I want to go full throttle. And I need your help. Blah, blah, blah.
Opportunist.
Anyway.
Red flag number one.
I had just started my YouTube. And I'm guessing she thought I knew more than what I did. So she was real adamant about getting me to help her. And she would come over like, oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. And I guess I wasn't moving as quick as she wanted me to. So she was like, okay. She told a mutual friend that we had that she didn't really, she wasn't dealing with me because I wasn't trying to help her. But the honest to God, truth is, God, I really didn't know much about it myself. And she was asking me to do stuff on days like I was really busy. I had became more busy. I had my grandson. COVID had just hit. Like, things were changing. And I couldn't explain it, but I just didn't have the time. So she got really angry. She told a friend that she's cold turkey, stopped talking to me. And when I kept calling a mutual friend, and they was like, well, she say you won't help her, and you acting funny and showing.
One thing about me, I'm a Cancer. Leave y'all zodiac sign down in the comment section below and see if y'all act like this too. Because I be seeing a lot of characteristics of myself and other Cancers. So I'm the type of person, if you make me feel some type of way or something, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. You just gonna know in my energy, I'm just gonna stop talking to you. Because I feel like if I do tell you, you gonna probably gaslight me and say, oh, it's not that, it's nothing like that. Oh, I didn't say that. No, you, depending on what it is, I may say something I'm gonna directly say something to you though. I'm not no over the phone type of person. I'm gonna directly say something to you. Oh, I'm gonna wait till we meet up, you know. But sometimes I don't. It's been plenty of people I've been like, okay, I see how you moving. You moving funny. Cook. You ain't gotta worry about me talking to you no more. You gonna feel my energy, baby. You definitely gonna feel my energy. But for her to do that and get mad just because she wasn't jumping and trying to help her, because people be forgetting that other people got lives going on too. Like, you should never expect somebody to drop everything, crazy in trouble, come quick to your rescue every time, or come help you when you say jump. Like, the entitlement be crazy these days, and how people be expecting other people to be when they are not like that. Like, I don't understand it. Like, how you gonna expect something that you don't even do? But anyway, that's just crazy for her to start, and then to start talking about it to somebody else. Baby, you feeling some type of way, come tell me, then we can talk about it. Don't just cut me off and go talk about it to somebody else. Okay? Is that kind of contradiction? Because I just said sometimes I won't say nothing. But you gonna feel my energy. You gonna know what you done. If you done something to me, you gonna know. And you gonna know that I know that you done something to me, or you done said something. And that's how it's gonna end. 9 times out of 10, sometimes I will say something, and then other times, if I don't feel the energy, like if I don't feel like there's a purpose, then I'm not gonna say nothing. So some of it's understandable, some of it ain't. But in this case, she could have told her. She definitely could have told her, instead of going and running her mouth and talking about it to somebody else. You mad because she won't help you with your YouTube? Put the camera on and talk to it. Duh.
I don't have time for that.
Ain't no secret formula.
Around. We talked about that. Who expect stuff from you? If you're really my friend, then you would kind of like know already what I'm going through, or you wouldn't expect so much out of me.
Or two, I mean, everything is not about you. So, if I'm asking my friend to do something, my friend is doing it, helping me out of the kindness of her heart, then it has to be done on her own time. I can't expect my friend to stop, drop, and roll.
Exactly.
If I want something done and I want it done now. So, there should have been a time for her to do whatever she needed to help, because if that really was something that she was determined to do, then she would be doing it in whatever capacity.
Exactly.
Even if she didn't make it big, she'll have at least one video.
Right.
At least one.
Now, also,
get to know me
that's something I paid attention to. Because anybody who know me know I got a good heart and I do anything for anybody.
But somebody who also knows you know that you got a million and one things
to do
that you be doing, and so I'm like, I would have took it offense to it.
Right.
I'm always all over the place. So I would tell her, I would be like, put it together, come over here, whatever you want to do, and I'll do it with you. But like, I just can't do it or whatever. Anyway, so that happened. A year passed. We didn't talk for almost a year. For my birthday, I gave a birthday party at the spa. I rented out the spa. I invited her through our mutual friend, and she came. So we got back cool or whatever. We apologized to each other. You know, whatever I did, I'm sorry. You know, if I wasn't there the way you needed me to be, because I took accountability. Maybe I was, if you're my friend, maybe I should have dropped some stuff and, you know, heard you more or whatever. So we apologized to each other, and literally like 3 days later, she called and after my birthday and was like, okay girl, so and she dived right back into it, wanting to do videos. Mind you,
she an opportunist.
I'm doing YouTube, but I barely know how to do it. I'm just like,
she's trying to use her just because Neat was blowing up on YouTube, basically.
But again, I still don't have the time, but now I'm making time because I don't want her to think that I'm not. So now I'm forcing myself to do it. We did a few videos together. I was like, come over, but I guess when she come over to do a video, I was more like, okay, we got to do it, and then you got to leave. It wasn't like we could hang out, sit around. She wanted me to, she was like, okay, we talked about doing reactions. She was like, all right, we can sit down and learn how to do it together. I'm like, no, I got to get off of work at 4. I got to get my grandbaby. I got to do this. I got to, you know, so it was like, why don't you look it up, hit me up, show me, come over, and then we can get it done and, you know, finish the video and leave. Bam, it only took like 3 days before she decided she was mad at me again. At this point, I kind of let it go because I was like,
let her go.
If it's meant for us to be friends, she'll be back. 2 years later, almost 2 years later, she sent me a DM. She said she loved me, she missed me. Oh my God, I can't believe that, you know, I haven't talked to you in this long. And she came back around. She wanted to go to dinner so we could talk about it. She apologized. She took full accountability for what she did and how she handled it. And she even blamed it on this guy that she, you know, had started dating who was much younger than her.
What he got to do with it?
And we just kind of ran life down to each other. And of course, we kind of took off right when we left. Bam, that was in October. She also went on to say that she was watching TV and she saw my daughter was on Basketball Wives, blah, blah, blah. I should have knew that was a red flag right there.
Red flag number 2.
Being humble, I didn't even think about that because I'm like, that's my daughter. They got nothing to do with me. You know, she's been knowing my daughter since she was a little girl. Maybe that.
And you also thinking, that's my friend. She not gonna, because you do have a large friend group and nobody is weird about Nick being on TV.
Nobody. We don't even look at her like she on. We just.
But or most people are happy, you know, like somebody from their city, you know, like on Basketball Wives, like they're happy about it, but nobody's calling them being like super weird and like, hey, you know, since Nick is your daughter,
can you do this?
X, Y, and Z. Nobody's doing it, so you're not expecting that to be her motive.
Right, and if anybody know me, they know I don't expect anything out of, you know, your kids. You just be so happy for your kids that they doing great in life. You don't want nothing from your kids. You just want them to do better than what you did in life, you know? So I'm just always excited and proud of my children. I'm not even thinking about that aspect of it. But I didn't even know that certain stuff brings on so much hate and envy and different stuff like that. Okay, so we go out to eat. Like I said, that was a conversation.
People be envious of anything.
But then we just took right off. It was October. We went to some Halloween parties. You know, we started back hanging out. Accountability because for not channeling into my intuition. This time, this go around, things are not the same. I could feel something. It was like almost like a dark spirit. Like I could always feel it when she was around, to the point where the last time she came around, I was slowly pulling all our alarms are going off. I'm trying to go quick. I'm trying to go quick. And you channel in whenever you get ready. Because we like, guys, we had it going on here at first. We was like full blown, like touching on stuff that can really help somebody. I feel like somebody really needs to hear. However, everything happened for a reason. The video went in slow motion and we kind of getting more straight to subject this time. So bam, and like I said, our friendship took off right where it left off at, and
technical difficulties.
That was October to December. Now, backstory on this person, and again, I'm not coming out bashing her like as if, oh, now that you're not friends, you wanted to put out all her dirt. I'm not going to put out any of her dirt because she means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. I am just getting this off my chest, telling my story so I can go on with my life. It is therapeutic talking about it, but I'm tired of paying therapists because I did go through that phase where I was seeing a therapist for the first time in my life.
And there's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. Actually, it is a good thing to see a therapist because your therapist helps you to process your emotions and see the why on why, you know, like things are.
Oh no, it is there, and it's expensive too. It's therapeutic and expensive.
I'm going back to school.
Yes, girl. But I went through that. Every time I see somebody, it's always like, "Girl, what happened?" And now every time I make a video, because you know I've been that person that you guys have been seeing for so many years. Everybody's like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" So I'm gonna go ahead and just get it out there. And like I said, I'm not bashing her because she means absolutely nothing to me. I have no reason.
Got it. Noted.
You're just touching on her character.
Touching on her character. She is the type of person. She's very. It's like she only dated married men. She only went after men who had somebody. It's like she got a kick out of that.
That's a red flag.
The last time when she came back around this time, I think I was in a place of semi holding her accountable. She would go out, like one of her coworkers. She worked at a plant. One of her coworkers.
Ooh, that's the worst.
was a promoter or something, and she was like, "Girl, every time we I don't want to go out with her because every time I go out with her, she looking at me sideways while her husband thinking her husband want me. But then in another story, she turns around and tell me how the man walked her to her car and had his hand all on her butt. So I'm like, well, if that was her husband, a woman has an intuition. She probably picked up on that. I don't know.
But did she check him though?
Exactly. Cause why his hand on your butt in the first place and you ain't say nothing?
Like, don't play with me like that.
Right? No. But then she wanted to go with a married man, an African man at her job. She was like, oh girl, he's older, but I dream about him. And when she showed me his picture, I'm like, what are you doing? This man has a wife. I was like, you're a very pretty girl. Do you kind of think that maybe you should date somebody that's not married this time? Because you're in a full-blown relationship with a man right now that you've been with for like 12 years. Not to mention, you have pretty much, you have done so much to this man and his family since he's been married. She didn't went to the girl's house telling her that she's pregnant when she really wasn't pregnant. Just was getting money for abortion or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna stop that part because I'm airing out dirty laundry.
Yeah, you telling all the tea, baby. Keep going.
She has done so much, and so now I'm like, it's really strong at this point. It's really, really strong where she's just going in on other people's men. Again, I never even thought past go. I mean, I date a girl. Surely she don't want her. Surely my mind's not even going there because she's my friend, right? Nah, she was my friend.
She my enemy.
That's a backstory on her and her character. Now, backstory on my ex is, and she can vouch for my ex too because she has literally, I've known her probably longer than I've known my ex. But she was around when we got together, like the whole backstory of how we got together, which is another story.
Miss Cindy dragging it. Come on, girl. Get to the point.
This is out of her. It's out of character, but not really out of character. That's for another podcast.
Yes.
But if you had been around them, you would have not expected.
Oh, baby.
The betrayal to be.
I would have never expected this from Miss Cindy's woman, cause she seems like from the past videos that I've seen of Miss Cindy and her partner, Nay. I would have never got this, cause she seems real nonchalant, real quiet, real demure. You know, just to herself. You know, she laugh all the time. She's always laughing in the video. Like you say one thing, so she don't seem like the type that would be open and willing to do something like this to her. Like in 18 years, but 18 years, you mean to tell me you waited 18 years to do this to this woman? Like, what's wrong with people? Like, I just don't get it.
Of this magnitude, because your ex was not a person who was like super like personable, always nice, always had a smile on her face. Hey, how you doing? But not real like super friendly in her, you know, like how some people
always made me feel very.
She ain't too friendly. She nice, but she not too friendly. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we all felt. Like you could have put somebody in front of her ex and she wasn't going.
I could have put a million girls butt naked in front of her. She would have turned around and walked off.
Like it wasn't going to be this. So for it to be
type shit,
the portrayal to be of this magnitude, it was really shocking.
Right, but however, it was her character, but it is not. It's kind of like everything she showed me since.
So she used to do that in the beginning.
I would have never thought. But then in the beginning, when we first got together, that's who she was.
She was a little thought pocket in the beginning, allegedly.
Never forget that her ex told me, "Oh, she would never do those things. I know her." And then that's exactly how I felt. So maybe she's good at tricking people. I don't know. No, I don't think she's good at tricking people. I think she's a very, very, very weak person.
So I wouldn't use the word. I wouldn't hear me. You know me and I.
Okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't use the word weak. I think she is also a person that lacks boundaries. And so when you are not,
no, she doesn't lack boundaries.
No, she lacks. The reason why I say she lacks boundaries because a person who is weak that lets anything go is a person who don't hold themselves to a boundary. Because this is the thing. Even if you are in a relationship that you don't want to be in, instead of saying like this is not what I want for myself, I'm going to choose to move forward and leave the relationship like how two. And I'm not going to say adults because we're all adults, but an adult with the emotional intelligence to recognize this is not working for me. But that's not what she did. She got with somebody else to separate. Like, I'm gonna just say, nobody can come and tell me about my spouse or because I'm married, or my significant other, because I'm like, what's the motive? Especially if it's coming from a person that is supposed to be my spouse or significant other friend. You just can't tell me anything. I'm gonna put it in the back of my mind, but what's the motive? You know what I mean? Like,
what you want?
Not a person that I would trust.
Right. I have always told my kids, if you're weak, you beat. Like, that's been my favorite words, literally, since they were like little bitty kids. If you're weak, you beat. And like you said,
that's what a boundary should have been. Because I would have been like, when you was whatever it is that she felt like she exposed, you didn't tell me when it first happened.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's mandate information. I feel
Exactly.
Like it's vindictive. You have a motive. So I just
Period.
wouldn't allow it, because I would not allow an outside person, and that's why I feel like you probably may consider her being weak, because she allowed an outside person.
See, that's why I'm big on like energy, and I have to tell my husband, like he's not as friendly. He's friendly, but he's not as friendly. He would have friends and stuff, and some would come over and stuff like that, and it's like certain things that some of them would say would kind of be quote unquote disrespectful, or try to get him to do would be very disrespectful, and he would still be friends, with certain people. But I'm the type of person, I don't like company. I don't do company. I used to do company, but I feel like whenever somebody comes into your home, it disrupts your energy. It disrupts you and your partner energy and how y'all feel about each other. Because 9 times out of 10, sometimes whenever people come to your home like that, they gon' talk about stuff, talk about what they doing, what they messing with, who they messing with, and stuff like that. And it never fails. It seems like you and your partner, or you and your significant other, boyfriend, anything, all that, friend or whatever, y'all wind up having like a disagreement or a conversation, or y'all wind up getting into it. It seems like it happens like that whenever people come into your energy. And when people come into your space and disrupt your energy. So I'm big on not having company. I'm sorry, I don't do company. I used to. I learned my lesson a long time ago. No, I don't do that. So I can understand what she's saying by her letting somebody come in to their relationship and disrupt their peace and what they got going on. Because it does happen like that, y'all. Like, people can come in and intend to destroy what you have just because they be jealous of you, intimidated, or feel some type of way because they look at what you got and they want the same thing. Low key, but don't want to say it. So, I can feel that.
A 19-year bond, regardless if...
even whatever it was, you don't ever... So, okay, we going forward now because they don't know this part yet.
Right.
So,
but it's building up to that part. So
it's building up to that part, yeah. So, about her character, I remember like years ago when her and her ex broke up. This was like 19 years ago, 18 years ago, so 19 years ago. And I asked her, I said, why do you allow people to talk about her? Why do you sit there and laugh? I said, did you never love her? Because y'all was in a relationship for 5 years. She was like, yeah, I loved her. I said, well, why do you allow your friends to talk about her? She was like, what am I supposed to say? Well, first of all, I had an ex as well of 5 years. And ain't nobody in here going to talk about that person because I was in a relationship with that person doesn't mean it gives you the right. Like, we might not be together. I might not even like that person. But you're not going to sit around and talk about them because I once cared about that person. So that's just like if me and my friend are not friends anymore. If we didn't have a horrible kind of breakup or betrayal, is what happened with this friendship, then you don't need to sit around me and talk about her because I once loved her. That was my friend. We could talk about what happened. We could talk about that person's character, and we can agree that that person did some shitty stuff. But you're not going to just be talking about, girl, well, she did this, or girl, whatever. Like, I don't even want to talk about that to that extent or whatever. So, to me, like, you had a different name for it. I called it weak because you couldn't even take up for somebody who you cared about you can't even set boundaries for people not to even laugh and talk about that person.
Imagine what you would do to me.
Her mom,
that's what she's saying.
We didn't even really know her mom like that.
But that's what I'm saying, because you're focusing on what happened in the character of the two people that portrayed you. But a lot of things that people do don't have anything to do with you. And so
don't.
Her ability to not set a boundary about people that she care about, in the way that she has moved with you in your situation,
made her weak.
Yeah, and because it just has something to do with whatever trauma that she has that doesn't have anything to do with you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
So,
yeah.
Which still, in tune, has something to do with your character.
Your
character are the things that you do that when nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't think nobody's paying attention, that's the true person of the heart. And you may see these things revealed to you, but you are not really aware of that's that person's character. So that's why you don't think, oh, it's not going to happen to me, because you're like, oh, this is my friend, but you're not really looking at character traits. You're looking at surface things like, oh, I've been with this person for X amount of years, or this person has been my friend for X amount of years, but the character is always there. And
it
you always
is.
see it in hindsight.
So, another example of why I feel that, you know, this way about her, the weakness or whatever.
My camera friend today.
Her mom never came in our life, like, talked about it. But really taught me boundaries.
I'm trying to get to the story.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a tiny bit into
To lead up to
the second video.
Started at the night of the party.
So bam. So I was gonna fast in January, and the January 1st, but I wasn't gonna start until after her party because, you know, I gotta go turn up with her.
Okay, so they went to a party.
Fun, blah blah blah. So my ex, Katrina, my ex-friend, she called and she's like, I want to get to the party with y'all. And I was like,
that's how she talked.
Well, you know, me lacking boundaries.
She laughing because it is how she talked.
She kicked in and said, let her know it's kind of like a couples thing tonight. But again, I have been so manipulated by her because all she keeps talking about now is how nobody wants me around their man because everybody's side-eyeing me because I look so good and everybody man wants me.
Girl,
and girls wants me around. And I'm listening to her and I'm like, well, I don't want her to think that I'm intimidated by her coming around my person because, you know, and she kept talking about that again, y'all. Like I said, this go round, she was different. I could feel something.
Intuition.
So I was like,
discernment.
Yeah. So again, I'm all over the place because of course I got this mama coming in our house with all this mess, and I'm just like over everything at this point, right? So she comes. I was like, fine, you can go to the party with us. And she meets us at the party that night, which is only like 3 minutes from my house, and she lives about 45 minutes away. So while we're at the party, I'm trying to enjoy my friend because it's her birthday and they wants to go outside and puff. I don't puff. So
who was they?
I was like, go ahead. You know, that doesn't bother me. Go outside, do whatever.
Her ex and her friend.
And, you know, I'm having fun or whatever. I'm still not thinking nothing. It wasn't until literally the end of the night when I got in the car to pull off. Mind you, I've been drinking too. My ex went to go drive her car to my house. So I was like,
oh baby, what? What is you getting in her car for? Why she can't get in her own car? The f***?
What's going on? She was like, oh, well, I've been drinking, so I asked her to drive my car. And I'm like,
why you didn't ask me?
You're pretty sober to me. And I'm drunk. Why she asked to drive me? But again, I'm like, I'm not about to act all jealous because why?
That ain't jealous. That's just the principle.
And
why you didn't ask me about my girl driving your car?
She said that she was too drunk to drive home. Can she stay at my house until she's sober up and she'll let herself out? I'm like, okay, fine. Which is completely out of the ordinary for me. I don't do stuff like that. But again, if one of my friends asks to spend a night.
Okay, so why didn't y'all drive her to her house? Let your ex drive her car to her house and y'all drive. She must live too far or something. Cause because
they can't drive home drunk, and I have extra rooms. Just go in there when you sober up, let yourself out. It's not going to be like an everyday thing. It's once every blue moon if that happens. So she that's what happened. She came over, she wanted to spend a night. And again, I should have known something this night. I don't know why, or she could have just been saying this because, you know, we had just got back to a good place. But she kept telling me all night, like, I love you so much. You my sister. I hope you know that I will always love you. I will never do anything to hurt you. And I'm just like, where is she coming from with this? But of course,
she
I
playing
didn't that much into it because I'm thinking she's drunk. You know, people just have love sessions when they drunk or whatever. So, bam. We're going to get into the next episode. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow.
Okay, that's part 2.
But it gets juicy. So y'all stay tuned. I've given you guys a good little bit about our character and how things happen. And did I think that anything was going on before then? I honestly don't. But again,
you never know.
I don't know. This is the night I thought, honestly.
Okay, y'all, that's the end of that video. I think she was gonna talk some more, but she obviously ain't gonna go into the depth story. We're gonna have to sit it on part 2. So I'm gonna react to that too, y'all, so y'all can come back and watch it. But that was my reaction to Cindy's Chronicles. Boom. Part 1 of She Wanted My Life. Or She Wanted What I Had. One of the two. For more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, as well as the other channels below in my description. And follow me on my social medias. That's @CourtNeDanae, 2 underscores. My camera finna die, y'all. Bye.